Hi, welcome to the podcast series with We Want Women. We are right here in the big condo radio studio today, and we are super excited for our guest today, who we're going to introduce in a second. So my name's Nick Hardman.
I'm Rachel Meddings.
And we are very excited. So We Want Women are all about empowering women in the performing arts. We're a project here in Liverpool. So we want to get to know some female performers, and we have invited the fantastic Jess Bloom into the studio today. Welcome, Jess.
Thank you so much for having me.
How are you?
I'm really good. I've had a very hectic morning trying to get ready for this, but I was like really nervous, and now I just feel a lot more calm and really ready for this and happy.
You look zen, like you do look
you.
quite calm.
Okay. It's just a facade, but yeah.
Well, it's a beautiful facade.
Thank you so much.
So tell us a bit about yourself. Who are you? What do you do? Where are you from?
Wow. Okay, that's a big one. You got to just be prepared. So I'm Jess Bloom, and I am a singer-songwriter from Liverpool, and currently I'm studying at LIPA, so I'm doing a degree in music production and songwriting.
Very
so
nice.
It's really just helped me hone in on what I really want to do with music. I've loved music all my life. I've been in choirs and done a lot of singing in bands and things, so this is really something that I'm just really feel like this is my dream and passion to be doing. And I would class myself as soul pop, so I have a lot of jazz influence. I love a lot of things from Joy Crooks, and really just a lot of artists who just have that kind of vibe to them that's really soulful. Leanne the Harvest is a big one as well. So I started off a bit more acoustic, and then just since I've been listening to a lot of music, I've really honed in on what kind of artists I like and the kind of what suits my voice as well, and that's what I kind of have pinpointed on soul pop as the genre.
Soul pop. It sounds fun. Yeah, there's some cool artists there as well. And when we listened to your stuff, we were just like, whoa, it's really diverse actually.
Thank
your
you.
sound, it's really cool.
Yeah, I am at the moment because I've just taken the past. Well, now I'm in my third year, my final year. So I've just taken all of the things that I've been learning at uni, and I've had a lot of songs written when I was 17, 18, just before starting, that I really like, and I've also written a lot of songs during my time at uni, and I wanted to just really treat my my first sort of EP as my child and really just put a lot of love and time and care into it to make sure that I'm really happy with it, because I just wanted to make sure that I was 100% just really proud of what I was making. All the songs I'm really happy with. I just wanted to, as I think a person, I'm quite a person who likes to do everything. So if I've literally on my tracks, on my demos, it's I've done the vocals, I've done the guitar, I've done the bass guitar from my guitar, and things like that. So uni has really been a place to get me to actually collaborate with other people and ask people to help me. Can you do a drum track for me, or can you do a bass guitar, because a lot of other people know so much more than I would know with those kind of skills. So it's just been a nice kind of period of collaboration and this as well. So it's been nice to meet new people and gain new experiences from it all. So what was I on about? I do ramble and everything.
No, you're not rambling at all. I just wanted to say I totally get you on that whole, sharing your work and getting other people involved. Definitely, it's really hard, isn't it? I think as a songwriter, sometimes you're either somebody that is open to sharing immediately and it's let's collab, or you're kind of no, this is my stuff.
This is my stuff.
And it's really hard,
Yeah, I think that's why I've taken, my EP is all songs that I've written, and a lot of, obviously I have to do songwriting anyway for my module, and I have to write songs for different kind of songwriting briefs, different tasks, and some of them I've been collaborating with other people, and I'm really still happy with the way that I've been able to have these songwriting sessions with people, and it's something that I think I've figured out. You kind of take the time, I don't really know, I love music, I don't really know what avenue, there's so many different paths you could go on, and I just realized I was I love doing this kind of stuff, getting in a studio with someone and being right, let's figure out like a chord progression. Let's figure out what kind of lyrical perspective we want to write from. And I think that's something that's a bit different to my kind of music. Is I'm very lyrical in like very literal.
Yeah.
So everything that I say is like my heart on my sleeve in my songs. And I also like to write from unique lyrical perspectives.
Okay.
So like my one of my songs from my EP, which at the moment I'm still just recording and getting everything ready, hopefully for next year.
Exciting.
There's a song on there called Someone Else's Guy, and it's obviously it's the song about heartbreak, but in the sense that it's heartbreak from within yourself. So when you feel like someone is meant to be with someone else, and you just sort of like, you know, they love you or they say they love you, but you just know that there is someone else out there meant for them, and that's something. Yeah, it's different. It's a kind of different.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah. So that's like personal insecurity in that is something you can't, you know, you have to just accept it, and it's a heartbreaking acceptance of someone else is meant to be with another
What
woman.
an honest muse you have. I mean, like, she's just brutally sort of being like, no, this is it. This is what I'm getting now, and this is what you're going to write about, and it doesn't matter how heartbreaking it is. This is what's going on right now.
So it's stuff like that. So I think a lot of my songs are from, obviously a lot of them are loosely based on like personal experiences and like relationships and things, but I also like to obviously just sometimes just step into a scenario, maybe not something I've properly experienced, and write from that lyrical. I think my whole idea is writing from lyrical perspectives, because essentially you can just write about like, so maybe something like I said you haven't really experienced, but it's interesting to like to write from them. Yeah, like just, I'm not sure, like just writing from like an author writing a fictional story from like, they're actually like a 30-year-old woman, but they're writing from like a 12-year-old boy's perspective of like their journey on this, you know, in their story. So a lot of mine are about personal insecurities. So that song, Someone Else's Guy, and also there's another one called Better Off as Friends, which is, it's also about more just being with someone who you feel is just 100 times like they're cooler than you, they're like smarter than you, they're just like everything better than you that you just can't compete with. And I think when you're not 100% happy in yourself, and you don't 100% like, you know, love yourself as a person, that kind of insecurity and comparison to not like your friends, not like people in magazines and things, but your like partner is you know, it's an insecurity that's like quite detrimental sometimes. So
that sounds like a theme. That sounds like you've really spent a lot of time thinking about those things that you wanna get across there.
Yeah.
It sounds fascinating. I'm really excited to hear the EP.
Yeah, thank you. I've just been working on all of that, and at the moment I do have a Christmas single that I'm trying to release.
Cool.
Hopefully
we all love a Christmas single.
I know.
Yeah.
I just thought, you know, I had this song, like I said, written when I was 17, and it's just about the cozy side of Christmas. So it's like the scenario in which it's snowed in and you've got nowhere else to be. It's a winter's day in Christmas time, and it's just all the fun things that you do in the house. So it's just being lazy. I didn't have a name for it until about 3 weeks ago, because I just was like, I don't know what this is called, like kind of lazy Christmas, but that wasn't really in the song. Just things like, you know, baking, making cookies, watching movies all day, and being by the fireplace, and just having that, you know, relaxing thought that like you really don't have to get up and get dressed and be somewhere. You can just be at home in your bed. It's called Christmas in my bed all day.
That's amazing. That is an amazing title.
That is the kind of Christmas song I would listen to. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how it is for you as a woman in the performing arts?
Oh my gosh, where do we start?
It's a tough one.
It is a tough one. That's a big question, because I think for myself personally, it's been a big drive in the sense of like career-wise and my push for a lot of my choices in life, especially my degree, working in the production side of things is obviously a very, it's not like rare, but it's, if you look at the statistics for women in the music industry, especially as producers,
It's
I think
very
it's
male
about
dominated.
2%. It's it's disappointing,
to say the least.
Yeah. So when I applied for LIPA, there were 2 options for the degrees. There was 3. There's the music, just the degree for music, and then there were 2 separate offshoots. There was songwriting and performance, there's songwriting and production. And I just sort of knew that there was going to be a lot of females, or it would be more female dominated in the songwriting and performance degree, because obviously they think a lot of females will be the artists who perform and all the men will be in the back doing the production side. And I was like, I know how to perform. I love performing, and don't get me wrong, it's like being something that I've always done throughout high school, and with my songwriting I want to be able to perform them and do it live. But then I just thought, like I said, I like to be someone who does everything and can do everything. You need me to play bass guitar, let me have a little go at this, or you need me to do some backing vocals, I'll do that for you. So I spent a bit of time in high school, we had this small little program called a music leadership program, and there was 4 music leaders in the first year of A level, although I didn't really do, it was a bit weird. I went to an international school, so we did the IB program, and so that first year there was 4 people who were music leaders, and there was 1 technical leader, so they helped backstage with a lot of the soundboard things for assemblies, music concerts, and all
cool.
the things that were going on throughout the year. And I just really loved it, and the whole idea of someone needs a mic, I know how to give it to them, turn it on, and kind of run the backstage side of things. And so when it went to applying, I was like, I really want to know more about production, and this is something that there isn't a lot of women doing it. And if you look at the numbers in my course, we have 18 of us, and 13 of us are guys. So you have 5 women. We're all strong, very, very cool, super hardworking girls.
It sounds like a proper sistership in that group. I love it.
Yeah, it does.
We're all just such, even with the guys as well, we're all just such a good company. I think we're one of the courses that we just all seem to get along, and we just understand about, I think for guys as well, it's not because women aren't really accepted in the music industry. It's just been that way for so long.
Yeah.
But the guys have a lot of respect. They don't see us as anything less than them because we're women, but we're also in production on the same course. There's never any of that sense of we're better than you. I just think that there's time to now have more opportunity for women to have the same opportunities to just get those numbers up, really.
Yeah, it's a very telling statistic, isn't it? I mean, just generally, and also for yourself today in 2020, and you were saying that's a big difference in the ratio between the genders there.
Yeah.
So it's really cool that you're doing that, and you recognise that. I absolutely agree with you. I think production is. Well, Rachel will know more than me because Rachel is a producer as well. But I mean, it is, I think it's really important that we talk about this more. Production, there's lots of areas, but it's
also really refreshing to hear that the guys in your course are just kind of treating you as equals, which is how it should be.
Yeah.
There's no question on whether you're capable to do the job. You're all capable. You're all on the course.
Exactly. I think even, it's 2020 now. I think I said that a lot of this year, being it was 2020 and why we still not got equality for this and equality for that. It just seems like common sense sometimes,
Yeah.
And I think I was just on a different subject. I just saw this thing on Facebook the other day, and there was I think in the news about one of the European countries they were putting up a possible ban on same-sex adoption, and some woman in the comments was this is it's only a man and a woman who should be who can take care of the child and stuff. And it's just things like that, that's a different kind of inequality that's going on still, and like the same thing with like the music industry. And so I've been applying for a lot of like music programs, sort of like mentorship programs or like grant programs, and like they always put in the question like, why are you applying for this, or like what's your sort of drive and like your passion. And I just always put that, I'm like, as a woman, it just point blank, as a woman, we don't get as many opportunities, and we need to see more women doing the same things. And it's not just like there isn't any drive there for women to do those things, it's just there isn't the acceptance or the same like thought process of like, oh yeah, like they can do the same thing, why don't we just give it the same?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And I certainly feel it's it's one of those issues where it's any kind of minority group, we have to, as you say, we have to have representation, we have to see people doing stuff, we have to be like, okay, yeah, I can do that, that's going to inspire me to do that.
Exactly.
So yeah, definitely. So just tell us a little bit about how COVID has been for you, because it's affected people in different ways, and some people have found they've had like super creative time, and then other people are just like, no, I've done nothing, it's not inspired me at all, which is, I've been one of those people
guilty.
back into the cave. But tell us how it's been for you.
So I think when it all came around, for me, to be fair, it has been quite a almost good timing, although obviously it's all just awful stuff going on in the world, and it's not a nice thing to have happened globally. It's a strange time, because it's almost like the first time since maybe like a world war that like everyone in the whole world has, even like the smallest things about their daily life has been affected, like wearing masks and hand sanitizer and like keeping distance from people, even like smallest things like in the roads, and you see like signs up saying like COVID, like please maintain social distancing, like the smallest things, and it's everyone's affected. And I think for me, the first lockdown was at a time when I was just wrapping up my second year. So I obviously all the gigs had to stop and everything, and at the time I just done one of my modules, we had to do a presentation on artist persona and have like a kind of overall wrap up of the year of what our ongoing projects have been going like, and what we've kind of made a conclusion about for this year, and going on to year 3. And I kind of made the conclusion that I wasn't really getting much out of gigging, and I was almost at the point where like I don't even really want to be Jess Bloom anymore. There was so much I think analysing about myself because of that module, that it made me just sort of almost just want to like give up everything. Not like me as an artist, it was more just like taking a back seat from pushing myself as a solo artist as Jess Bloom.
Oh, it's tiring.
Yeah,
it's so exhausting.
especially because last year I was doing a lot of we had to do a whole presentation on it, we had to do a whole essay about who we are and like what the influences are for us as an artist persona.
It's like unpacking your soul and you're like, what's going on?
Putting it all on display as well.
And explaining and being like, well, this is the reason I do this, and this is the reason I do this. Like, but sometimes you just do it because you like it, and it's like, I was getting just exhausted from speaking about myself for so long. And I did a lot of that, like when you do gigs and you have to sort of have this presence, or like you've got to have memorable things about you. So I was like wearing, like, obviously I like flowers and bloom is the kind of reference to that, so I was wearing a lot of like, I had to wear something floral. I had like, my hair was dyed pink and then purple and then blue. It was all different colours last year. It got to the point where it was so damaged that it was literally like half of it fell out. So I needed to like dye it back to brown or black and chop it all off. Which I'm happy with, because I think last year was a lot of, I was still kind of not, I was trying to impress other people. And then obviously I got to that point finishing up that presentation, like I found this new love for like collaborating and doing songwriting, people sending me tracks and singing on them. It was so easy for me to like, when you know that it's something that comes to you very easily, but also you enjoy it so much, you just like keep it coming.
Yeah.
I was like, I'd rather be doing that, and and kind of focusing on myself as Jessica Lee, the songwriter
Okay.
in the industry, because obviously that's my real name.
Yeah.
Instead of Jess Bloom. And then COVID happened and lockdown, and it gave me that opportunity to, like, you know, finish up on my music stuff for year 2. And then admittedly I did just kind of like not do anything over the summer, like writing music and stuff. I kind of took lockdown as like just like thinking about myself in terms of like eating healthy. I did do a lot of cooking and like do a lot of nice so if you'll see on my Instagram, half of the time it's either pictures of me, because as an artist you have to be engaging with your audience, or half the time it's just what I've cooked and I'm like so I spent a lot of time doing that, and then just preparing myself for year 3. I was like, I'm having this moment where like this won't be relaxing until I finish next summer.
Yeah.
So I was like just taking the time to really just focus on me as myself, not as me, Jess Bloom, and like trying to. So I did just like not really post anything for a while. I didn't really do any covers, and then I got back into it probably just before year 3 started. I did like a live stream little thing, a covered gig. I was like, oh, this is like quite fun. And then it really got me into like, I really miss performing and I really miss doing covers and like just you know, being online and being present to people as an artist. So when I came back into this year, I was like, right, I'm going to smash this year, year 3. I'm going to do everything, and I want to get my EP out this year. I tried to do it last year and like do all the gigs first, and I thought, I can't be doing gigs if I don't have anything to promote, because it's going to be like, if you like that song, you can maybe get it, you know, in 2 years, or you'll have to come to my next
It's
gig,
a spiral, isn't it? You've got
Exactly.
that's something that's so hard about releasing stuff, isn't it? You've got to be like, okay, I've got to get this ready, I've got to get that ready, but I've got to get this back, and I can't do this.
Cycle,
It really is. Yeah.
It's like I was doing like almost a gig a week, or every 2 weeks, or 2 sometimes a week, and then I was thinking, what am I doing this for? I'm not really getting anything out of it, because I'm focusing on doing these gigs where I've got no music to, like, if you like the song, you can go listen to it on my Spotify, but I wasn't getting any of that.
Yeah.
So this time around for lockdown, it's just been nice because it's given me time to just work on my music, do my submissions, and although I would like to be working and everything, it's sort of like told me, it's just like, you know, you need this time to really focus on getting your degree, girl, and like
Yeah, you know what, you've got a really strong like mother inside you for yourself there, which is really nice to see. You know, you'd be like, no, yeah, I need to stop this, I need to do this now, and it's that self-care, like mothering thing that you've got is really nice. I think that that's something that, you know, is really inspiring for me to see.
Aww.
Yeah,
it's been quite some time in the sense of I've always been one of those people who is my mother always says, like, an old head on young shoulders sort of thing. So I always think I'm 4 years. I think I'm 24 in my head, but I'm actually only 20. So, so I've always been that way, where I look towards the future. Like when I was, I think, maybe year 9, I was looking at universities, and like I was already like, oh, where am I gonna go? Like, because I think I was choosing like GCSE, you know, subjects, and then you realise that you're going from GCSE into A levels into uni, and what you sort of choose from that point on kind of stems to where you're going to go for your career. So I was like, I really need to think about this.
You are on it. Like, you've got a clear vision. Like, your dreams are just massively there. You know, that's beautiful. And you can see that. It comes into your artwork as well. You know, again, what you were saying before about there's so many things that you're doing and you get it all in there and it's gorgeous. You know what? We could talk to you all day. Like, we're actually running out of time. We need to ask you something. No, it's great. Like, it's so lovely.
Yeah, you're so driven. Is there someone or something that's inspired you to be like this?
Oh my gosh. I think sometimes it is down to like a lot of people are either driven or they have that self-drive or they need other people to motivate, and I'm so lucky that I have people, like so many people around me who are just so motivated in what they do. Obviously, all my friends at Lipper, all the other artists, they're like literally in the same boat as what I am. So it gives me that sort of push, but not too much push, like a stress where, oh God, they're getting like radio plays, they're doing these
Competing,
gigs, they're
yeah.
selling out like small venues and things. Like it's not that competition, it's more just motivation, which I really love about the uni. At the same time, I think just like my upbringing, my mum, my dad, they've always been people who have let me sort of like just go into things that I like to do.
Oh
so
my God,
I was like,
lovely.
Mum, I want to play piano, and they were like, okay, we'll get you some piano lessons and see how you feel with it. They did the same with my brother. He didn't really fancy the piano route, so he stopped after a few years, but I was like, I kept going with it, and it took me into like my music and doing choir, and just having that sort of like, I don't know, like freedom to just try anything, and if you know, like having the acceptance of like, if you want to do that, that's great, you know.
That's
and they're
beautiful.
just, yeah, they're really proud of me, and I'm just happy to have like motivating people like that.
I'm not prepared for this level of emotions right now at this point.
It's a bit early.
Yeah, very. No. But in all seriousness, though, that is really so amazing that you've had that support, and you can see the effects of that. You know, I mean, that's amazing. You are, you know, a really great artist, and it's so nice to be able to chat with you in more detail. Like we've kind of just emailed you, haven't we, and not been able to actually meet you. So
I was so excited. I was honestly like, oh my God, this is my first podcast. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. But
and it's all come.
yeah.
But let's have a look at your performance, because you're going to do one and for us, which is very exciting. So let's have a look at that. Okay.
Lovely.
The fire's burning and I'm feeling okay. I feel so ready for this winter's day. The flame, it is glowing upon my face, and I feel so lucky to be in bed all day. Got bags of chocolate to last me till May, and I know I'll probably finish them by midday. And don't really care if I don't go out to play. I just want to stay in my bed all day. My toes, I feel they're starting to ache. I need some cozy socks and a blanket that I'll wear as a cape. When I'm around the house, I'll be within 10 feet from my bed, and I won't let the cold get to my head. Tons of Christmas movies on replay. We've got Home Alone, Elf, and The Holiday. There's plenty of room here. Do you want to stay? We can watch movies in bed all day. And I baked some cookies and I guess they're okay. I usually eat them all in one day. They taste of cinnamon and birthday cake. Please eat them with me in my bed all day. I love Christmas time, it makes me feel warm inside, and I keep eating 'cause you can't see my thighs. I wear 12 layers 'cause it's cold outside. Oh, I love December, it's Christmas
Jess, thank you so much for coming in and chatting to us today. We could talk to you all day.
Thank you for having me. Oh my gosh, this has been amazing for my first podcast, and I was like, oh. But you guys have been so amazing. I just like literally can just chat to you all day.
Yeah, well, we should do that. Yeah, when we can, when it's legal to do so, we'll come to a gig, or we'll come and chat somewhere, get a glass of wine.
I'd love that. Ooh.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So guys, please go and check out Jess Bloom. She's on Facebook and Instagram. We'll leave the links on this episode today. It's been absolutely amazing. How quick has it gone, Rachel, hasn't it?
Oh my gosh. It feels like it's been 2 minutes, but I know it's been a lot longer.
It really does. Yeah. So thank you so much for watching. We Want Women. You can check us out at wewantwomen.co.uk. It'll take you right to our Facebook page. We're also on Instagram.
/ We Want Women Liverpool.
Cool. So see you guys soon. I'm lost for words. That was such a quick interview. But yeah, we will see you soon and take care. Thank you.
See you later.
Bye.